Hi guys, welcome to the Nanton Tech. My name is Ricky. Today we'll be testing Fortnite on the normal test bench that I used on a regular basis, which is my Intel Core i5-9400f paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM running on dual channel with XMP enabled, which brings the memory of the RAM up to 2667 mega transfers. And I'm pairing it with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX970. This is the new member of my graphics card collection, sort of to say, but because I buy the graphics cards and I also sell them because I don't have the time or the space to keep so many graphics cards. But I recently finished testing the 1070 Ti, and I was curious to see how its predecessor fared compared to the newer model. And yes, there's definitely a big disparity in terms of power, but I do find that the 970 can provide a very useful can be used as a very useful troubleshooting tool. The reason for that is because the card pulls a lot of power. Even sitting here idle at 120 FPS on the menu, the card is pulling 154 watts. Meaning that if your power supply is capable enough to run the 970, then you'll have no problem if you have like a 12 gigabyte 3060 for example, and you're gonna get far better performance. But the good thing about a card like this is the price. They're readily available for between 40 and 60 bucks in the US, and I find that PC hardware, it's all a matter of context, because while certain components can be considered e-waste in America, in other parts of the world they can be considered a capable system. So I want to show off what this system is capable of doing. Why do I use the 9400F, you may be wondering? Because it was cheap, and I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is the meta as considered the minimum amount for what you should be building with. Also keep in mind that here on Nanton Tech, I always test presets that are pre-set up by Epic on Fortnite or whichever game I'm playing at the moment. So I encourage you to try to play around with settings, because you might get better FPS than what I get on what I get in here. So we're going to start off on DirectX 11 under the low preset, and I'm going to try my best to move to the high preset on the same match as to hopefully convey the difference in performance depending on where we are. Let's switch it over to the medium preset. And honestly, because I find the medium preset to look so much better, I find that even if your refresh rate is slightly low, if you're okay with playing at between 60 and 75 FPS, I mean, the game looks so much better. There is a limit to how much of the kind of graphics card that the 9400F can handle, and I only know that because prior to building this system, this used to be this used to be my friend's system, and when he originally wanted to upgrade it, we started off by switching into the 4070 as a graphics card to upgrade it to, but then we noticed that there was a lot of stability issues, so we decided against it. He went ahead and upgraded his CPU. Now he has an i5-1600K, which handles the 4070 much better. lot less stuttering and things like that. And that is something that you could potentially run into if you end up upgrading your system to a graphics card that it's too fast for the processor. That can happen. We're quickly able to solve that problem by upgrading by downclocking the 4070, but of course you're losing a lot of the performance that you're paying for by doing that. But that is a good way for you to be able to transition to a faster CPU and get something that can have a much better performance, like an i7, for example. The 9th generation i7 would be a great option. Although on the used market they cost almost as much as a brand new CPU, so it really depends on where you start. Oh, there we go. Copy there. Oh, somebody else here. A little bit more what they were doing. Okay, let's go. DirectX 12 looks very similar, but we'll get to that soon. Alright, let's switch over to the high preset. I think between 80 and 90 FPS is about the best that you can do with... No. What is this thing doing? We're still in DirectX 11. I do not want to switch to... There we go. Wait, what? There's a map. Parachute sucks. I got too much gold. No, so much for that. Alright. Okay, I guess before I get killed, let's switch over to the epic preset. And this is really just for the sake of trying, because the stuttering and just, it's a mess. It becomes a mess. The game is absolutely horrible when you try to play with DirectX 12. Sorry, with DirectX 11 on the Epic preset. F and see if maybe we can let the game load a little bit. I know that there's people over there, but I'll just give DirectX 11 a fair shot. But with drops into the stuttering that are just take a look at the two graphs that I have on the screen. The one on the top is the graph that shows the FPS, and on a perfect world you want that to be as steady as possible. Of course, sometimes it's easier said than done. Let's go ahead and switch over to DirectX 12. Switch back down to the low preset. Similar to DirectX 11, DirectX 12 on low settings, because of my CPU, it is able to bring the refresh rate up to it's able to give me a high refresh rate experience. Of course, I reset the refresh rate on my monitor down to 60, so you know this is just pretty much FPS being thrown down the drain. But I'm hoping this gives you guys a visual cue with the overlay of how a more capable monitor will behave. Okay. Moving down to medium on DirectX 12. And yeah, as you can tell, the performance is very similar. Let me switch over to high. Get 63, 60, and with Epic, goes down to 40, 50 maybe. If you let it load a little bit, it might go up to 50, but that's about as high as you're gonna go. Switch over to performance mode, and I'm gonna switch the FPS back to unlimited. Give it a minute. Performance always takes a little bit to, same as with all the presets. Just give it a minute. You have to let all the shaders and all the textures load into the game. So you might see, especially on your first match, you might see some micro stutters. Yeah, boy, I'm here. Let's see, where are you? If anything, I'm kind of trying to avoid conflict because I need to get to the next. Switch it over to Epic textures with 100%. And this makes the game look a little bit closer to DirectX 11, but it does take its toll on the FPS. If you notice, you often dip below 165, at least more often than before, because even on medium settings, I mean, the stuttering on this game can often cause it to go below 100, even on the lowest possible settings. So, you know, you're never really going to get a truly stable experience in Fortnite, sadly. Oh, saw me. And this is what ends up happening when you have the micro stutters. Next week's test is going to include the RX 580 from AMD. I really want to see how much it's changed. This would be the second RX 580 that I own, of course, all of them will be available for sale at my Jawa store. You can find the link to that on the description of my channel. So if you're interested on purchasing any of the cards that I test, you can buy them from my store, and that'll give me the funds that I need to be able to test other cards. I still want to try out the 1060. The 980 Ti, the 1080 Ti, the RX 570, the 8GB variant, the R9 280X, and things like that. There's so many that I still want to test, and of course Fortnite keeps changing, so I like to always revisit the game with similar hardware, at least, to kind of see damage that Epic has done to the game at any given time. All right, very good. I'm sorry, I kind of had to. I know you're hiding behind the car. Okay. All right. So that takes care of the test, and we're gonna sign off. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.